The following
DSP tries it.
has been paid for by the
Kojima World Order.
Alright everyone, well please bear with me, because I'm fucking ripping pissed right now, alright? And here's why. Dead Space 2. As you know, I bought Dead Space 2 for the PS3 because it was announced that the PS3 version would actually have completely for free, packed in with it, an HD remade version of the rail shooter Dead Space Extraction. And if you remember, back in January, I actually played through both Dead Space 2 campaign on PS3 and also Dead Space Extraction I did with John Rambo. So that was all well and dandy, but it was also announced that on launch day for this game that there would be a DLC on March 1st called Severed, which would actually resume the story of the characters from Dead Space Extraction as a playable DLC in Dead Space 2. So it's supposed to come out on March 1st simultaneously on Xbox Live and PSN, just so everyone can see. Gee, what does that time say? It's 3:29 in the afternoon. So I turn on my PS3, fully expecting that I would be able to play Dead Space Severed. And guess what? Here we are in Dead Space 2. Do you see it? I sure as fuck don't. It's not fucking here. And just to show everyone that I'm not crazy, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over to the PlayStation Store and I'm going to show you what I see. 3:29 in the afternoon on the day that a DLC is supposed to be released, and PlayStation, or Sony in particular, can't get their fucking shit together and get it online. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm ripping fucking pissed about it. Because as you know, I'm trying to cover new games. This is my job. And if I buy a version of a game and I can't depend on the network to have the fucking DLC for the game, then that means I'm just going to not be able to buy the versions of those games anymore. So here we are, right? When you boot up your Xbox 360, you start on this screen. So how do I find the DLC for Dead Space? I go to Game Marketplace, I go 3 clicks to the fucking right, and there's the DLC. Holy fucking shit. So number one, the DLC is available on time. Number two, the DLC is super fucking easy to find. Wow, what a novel concept. Maybe if Sony knew what the fuck they were doing, they would actually have the same thing. But the bottom line is, they don't. They never have known what they were doing. Look at this fucking stupid Kinect. Hey, Kinect, fuck off. But on the PSN, I did not have one playable game. I'm not even like lying. It's just unplayable on PSN. The connections are horrendous. So it's that bad. But when it comes to accessibility, PSN is fucking atrociously bad. You can't find anything, the downloads are slow as fuck, and they constantly have this fucking problem. It's launch day, you should be able to fucking get the DLC, and it's not there. Why? Why the fuck am I on Xbox 360 and I can get my content, but because I'm a poor PS3 owner, I get fucked? Why? Sony, answer my fucking question. Why can't you get your shit together? I'm so fucking tired of this. It's horrendous customer support. It's horrible. It's if you want to get the DLCs right away, and if you want pretty much better online play, get the fucking Xbox 360. Because Sony doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And I'm sorry to say that. I've had both consoles for several years. As you know, I play all the games on both consoles. It's the fucking PSN. They don't know what they're doing, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. So, sorry I had to rant here for 8 minutes about this, but here I am, sitting on my ass. I'm fully expecting I'm going to come back for my, a tournament and be able to play a nice, fresh new DLC. But no, because I bought the PS3 version, I'm punished. And I have to wait for fucking PSN to get their shit together so that I can play the game. So fuck you, Sony. Fuck you, people who work for PSN. You're fucking shitheads. You don't do what you're supposed to be doing. And I can't stand you. I cannot fucking stand you. I'm sorry, I had to get it off my chest. I hate fucking PSN. It was late, it was, they were trying to do what Xbox Live did, and they failed miserably. So, if anything, yes, Microsoft fucked up, they had red rings out the ass, everyone had to buy multiple consoles, but the bottom line is when you go on Xbox Live, most of the time you can do what you want to do. I cannot say that for PSN. PSN is a fucking joke. So, Sorry about that, guys, and everyone else. Everyone who wanted to see me play the Dead Space 2 DLC today. I wanted to play the Dead Space 2 DLC today. We all got fucked by Sony. So everyone, raise your fucking middle fingers to Sony and say fuck you. Get your shit together. If anything, so anyone who owns this PS3 should be bombarding Sony right now with messages. Why can't you fucking get your shit together? Why do we always have to suffer? Why does Xbox 360 get DLC first? Why, when it's supposed to come out at the same time, can't you get it up? Fuck you. Get your act together, or else get another fucking job. It's that simple. Trust me, in this economy, there's thousands of people biting at the heels of the people who work on PSN who'd be more than happy to do a better job and get paid, rather than fucking be unemployed like, so many thousands of Americans right now. So, get your fucking shit together, PSN. Hello, everyone. DSP here, and this video is completely impromptu. It's completely shooting from the hip. It's not scheduled, and the reason I'm making it is because I'm incredibly frustrated about a situation that I've talked about from time to time, but I feel that today I need to formally address in a full-on rant because I'm at my wit's end, okay? And today is Tuesday, March 10th, 2015, and in a very rare occurrence, okay, everything that I had planned to possibly do on this particular day was digital, alright? Everything that I had planned to do as a playthrough or a stream was going to be something that I had to rely on being available as a digital release, or else obviously I wouldn't be able to do it. I couldn't go to the store and physically buy a disc that had the content on it, okay? And in particular, the games that I'm trying to play and I'm not able to play, as it is now 2:30 in the afternoon Pacific time, which of course is much later on the East Coast, over 2 hours into the time when I normally would have been streaming, are Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 3, The Evil Within's very first episodic DLC, and heists for Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, admittedly, Grand Theft Auto Online heists are live. In fact, the patch was released, the 4 GB patch, in order for you to be able to play them. Unfortunately, as I had predicted, the servers don't work. I tried to join more than 3 times over the course of this afternoon, and every time I get the message that the servers do not work, you cannot get the data off the server that you need to play online. I fully expected this, and that was actually my backup, alright? That was like, if nothing works, I'll try to get heists going. And the reason I kind of learned from my mistakes last time is I had counted on Grand Theft Auto Online working when it launched back in late 2013. And what a snafu that was. It took weeks and weeks for the servers to actually work and for anyone to be able to play that game online properly. So I learned my lesson from that, and I actually said on launch day today for heists, that's not going to be my plan. That'll be my backup plan. But I had 2 other things lined up, okay? Now, there were no other physical releases today. I couldn't have gone to the store and bought something else. The things that I'm interested in that I wanted to play were digital. Now let's talk a little bit about this, alright? Ever since internet got a little bit better in the United States, ever since the launch of these next-gen new consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, we've had it constantly rammed down our throats as gamers and consumers that digital is the future, right? Don't go to the store anymore and buy the game. You can pre-order the game online on PSN or Xbox Live. You'll actually get day 1 exclusive content if you pre-order online. In some cases, you even get day 1 digital, which is called, you will get this game on launch day at midnight, your time, and you'll be able to play it because you got the digital version of the game. And we've had this really constantly shoved down our throats. If you just go on PSN, the whole section, day 1 digital, get digital, digital. To the point where it's like, obviously they want you to take it seriously, right? Obviously they want you to believe that getting the digital version of the game is the equivalent of getting the physical copy. And let's be honest, both on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, even if you buy the physical disc of the game doesn't run off the game disc anymore. It digitally installs that game to your hard drive on your next-gen console, and that's where it plays from. And a lot of people were like up in arms about this when the consoles were released, because they're like, it only has a 500 gig hard drive, and every game's 50 gigs, I can only have 10 games at a time. But I digress. Basically, they're saying digital is the future, it's the way to go. And I have somewhat embraced this, especially in particular cases where there was maybe only 1 new release on a certain day. And I said, man, do I really want to drive all the way to GameStop to pick up the physical copy of the game when it literally is about half hour each way to get to GameStop from where I live now, and I could just get it overnight and have it preloaded on my PlayStation and ready to go for the next day, and basically hassle-free. I don't have to worry about rushing out. What if there's traffic? What if it delays me from doing my job, right? Now listen, I 100% understand that I am the exception to the rule. This is a first world problem, right? Who cares about game release dates in the scheme of things on the planet Earth? But for me, this is my job. So again, I am the exception to the rule. Time is money for me. And so today, having 3 different things lined up, and literally sitting here for the past 2.5 hours, unable to do anything that I wanted to do because it's not available, is bullshit. And the bottom line is, if Sony and Microsoft want us, the consumers, to believe that digital is the future, trust in us, get everything pre-ordered, day one digital, and get everything digitally online, they're going to sell us these season passes, right? How many games do you buy? And the first thing you see is a $20 season pass before you even played the vanilla game that was supposedly on the disc. They need to start taking this more seriously. Because all I see online is excuses. I see, oh, well, Sony PSN always updates at random times. And, well, Xbox, Microsoft didn't promise that that would be available immediately on Xbox Live at a certain period of time. Bullshit. And here's why I say that. Because when I go and I reserve a game at GameStop, the reason I'm giving them $5 of my money is the promise that at opening time, on release day of the game will physically be there and I can leave and go play the game at that time. That's the whole fucking premise of a pre-order, right? That's the whole premise of it. So when you buy the season pass for a game, that is a promise that you're going to have access to that content in a prompt manner. Not that whenever we get around to fucking releasing it, you can play it. It's bullshit. And it should be equivalent. If I pre-order at GameStop and I get it at a certain time, if I pre-order or I get a season pass on PSN or Xbox Live, you should fucking get it at a certain time. Now let's address the specific things that I'm so angry about right now, alright? First of all, The Evil Within. When I put the disc into my PS4, the first thing that popped up after it installed was, get the fucking season pass for $20. We already pre-planned out DLCs in the future, 2 of which are going to be for the partner of the main protagonist in the game, and 1 you're going to get to control one of the monsters of the game, and they're all going to have periphery information about the story of the game that fleshes it out more and explains it more. And let's face it, The Evil Within, the ending was very ambiguous. So a lot of people who like that game are very interested in this DLC and want to know what the hell is going to be revealed in the DLC when it comes to fleshing out the plot of the game. Okay? Why is the DLC not fucking available on PSN right now? And the reason I'm so angry is because guess what? It is available on Xbox Live. So it's not that the content isn't available. Obviously, if it was ready for Xbox Live on Xbox One, it's ready on PlayStation. They just didn't fucking release it yet. And it's bullshit because they did release other stuff. They've got a new games released today, Hotline Miami 2, which I was not interested in, which is why I'm not playing it right now. In addition to their fucking stupid-ass digital fucking bullshit TV series Powers that no one gives a flaming fuck about. That stuff's available, but they can't actually release the content that they fucking promised us as a DLC that you already paid for. So they pick and choose what they want to release when they want to fucking release it, which is bullshit. No. Just release everything or release nothing. Don't pick and choose the things you're going to fucking release to bring in more money. Because the bottom line is this, they know that a lot of people will probably buy Hotline Miami 2, so they're going to release that first, so you'll drop your $15 and play it. That's more money for them, right? They know that they put a ton of money into Powers, and they want people to watch it. So release that first and fuck everyone else. Bullshit. Now, let's talk about the absolutely idiotic release schedule for Resident Evil Revelations 2 so far, alright? I've never seen anything so jumbled and miscombobulated and inconsistent in my fucking life. Resident Evil Revelations Episode 1, or I'm sorry, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 1 had a midnight release. If you wanted to play it was day one digital, just like a new game, right? They set it up for midnight release and it was live. So guess what? That means it's fucking available and it's live, right? It's not Capcom's fault that this isn't live right now. Obviously, if they could do it for that, why couldn't they fucking do a midnight release for every episode? All 4 episodes that you're promised when you buy the season pass. But no, they didn't. Only the first episode. After that, they got all lazy about it. So last week, episode 2 was released. And was it released at midnight? No. Was it released overnight at all? No. When the fuck was it released? In the afternoon. Now, luckily for me, it was released right before the time when I normally stream, which is around 12:30 p.m. my time, Pacific time. And so it was released right away. Let me download it quick, set up the stream. I was able to play it on my first stream, no problem, right? So let's review. Midnight release episode 1, 12:30 p.m. release episode 2. Episode 3, it's now 2:39 p.m. and it's not out yet. So, if you actually are a fan of this game, and you put your hard-earned money into the game, when the fuck do you get to play it? Whenever they feel like it? And again, this is supposed to be the future. You're the consumer. It's your hard-earned dollars that you're putting down for these digital releases. They, Sony and Microsoft, need to treat you seriously. Take your money seriously. And say, if we're going to commit to giving you a digital version of the game, we, just like a physical copy at GameStop, or anywhere else where you buy your games, we have to commit to when we're going to deliver it. Alright? And again, understand, I completely know this is a first world problem, and I completely know that maybe for me, it's the exception to the rule, because most people, they're working or they're at school, and they get home, then they get to play the games, right? I'm one of the few people that when the games are released, I can play them whenever I want because it's my job. But that's my fucking point, is that it needs to be treated seriously. Not, oh, it's a game, and most people won't be playing it the second it's released, so we can just fucking release it whenever the fuck we want. That's the most lackadaisical, laissez-faire fucking attitude I've ever heard for a multi-billion-dollar industry. Keep in mind that Sony right now is bleeding from every fucking orifice. Every portion of Sony as a company is losing money, except their gaming industry, yet they can't get their shit together and release stuff in an appropriate manner. It's a joke. And it really is. The joke's not on them, it's on you, the consumer, because they don't care. They'll take your money, they pay $20 for season pass. We never promised when that would be out, so fuck them. And now you just sit here waiting with your thumb up your fucking ass. It's bullshit. And it's not right, and it's not fucking fair. It's a joke. Now, people have been saying to me, over the years, right, and I've been doing this now for over 6 years, YouTubing and all that PlayStation Network has always been wacky. It sometimes updates early, sometimes it updates during the day, afternoon, sometimes it updates at night, and people are used to that because all through the life of PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network was always like that. But I got you on this one, because guess what? On PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network was free. Alright? Completely free. It wasn't like, oh, well, you know, they have an excuse. The excuse is because they don't have any financing for PlayStation Network. It's just something that Sony does. So, you know, we can't complain because it's free and, you know, we play all our games online for free. Not anymore. PlayStation 4, you have to pay money to play games online, right? Just like Xbox Live. So where's their excuse now? Because now they have that financial base that they're getting from millions of fucking gamers around the world to play games online. Where's the money going? Because if it's not financing PSN so that you can actually run it properly, have a real fucking professional schedule, like a bunch of people who know what the fuck they're doing, where's the money going? Right, Sony? Are you using that money to finance all your other divisions that are failing? How about you put some of the money back into the people who are fucking paying you that money so that the service is better? It's unacceptable, alright? It really is. But, you know, on the flip side of it, Microsoft is to blame as well. Microsoft, similarly to this, has a lot of instances where they say it's day one digital and it's not out at midnight. Right now on Microsoft, Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 3 is also not available. So there's really no excuse. Both services are to blame. It's just that in my particular case, since I chose to get these games on PlayStation, I'm ranting a little bit more about PlayStation Network. But as consumers, when are we going to stop putting up with this bullshit? Really, when are we going to stand up for ourselves? Alright? And just stand up and say, listen, enough is enough. We've spent millions, if not billions of dollars on this industry, right? And you're not going to just choke us out, basically. Choke us at the neck and control us because you're going to be unprofessional. Oh, well, most people aren't home to play the games during the day anyway, so we'll just willy-nilly release it when we get a chance. Fuck you. We want consistent release dates of when games are coming out. We want a consistent promise of when you will have episodic DLCs, episodes of episodic games released. Now, if the game developers aren't telling you that, then don't sell a season pass. And it's that simple. If the game developer is not going to promise you a release date or a time window or whatever, so that the consumer knows when they're getting delivery of their product, don't sell a season pass. And tell the developer that. Say, since you want to be so lazy and you don't want to actually have consistent time frames of when you're going to release your game, we will not sell your season pass. You will only be able to sell it as an episodic one by one until the entire thing's available, because it's unfair to the consumer. And that's the problem right now, is because the developers don't want to do it, the PSN and Microsoft, Xbox Live don't want to do it. No one wants to be, professional and treat you with any kind of professional courtesy. We're the ones who are getting screwed because we allow it to happen. And I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Like, today was one of the very few days in my entire time doing this where everything that I relied on was a digital thing, right? Where I didn't have a backup to the back. I had 3 backups. It was either Evil Within, or Resident Evil, or GTA Heists. 3 things don't fucking work. Now I'm bummed. Because now, well, of course people are saying you could have played other things. Sure, but no one would have known. Now, I can't do something that's a Patreon-backed thing. Imagine if I had tried to do Minecraft today, which is my Patreon series. Now people who donated to make that happen say, well, I missed out on the live stream because he did it impromptu out of nowhere. That's not fair, right? Or people are saying you should try to do an unfinished project. I'm sorry, but there's certain things that you can and can't do. You have to schedule when you're going to do that stuff. I could just jump into Parasite Eve. Do you really think I'm going to beat it? I heard the end of the game was incredibly difficult. I haven't played that game in months. Do you really think I could rush through the end in an hour? No. So really, I'm stuck here on my love seat doing absolutely fucking nothing because I can't do something impromptu because people weren't ready for it, right? And I can't play the stuff that I intended because these fuckers are treating us like babies. Like, fuck you. It's a game, it's a joke, it's not serious, so who cares? But then they'll spend millions of dollars to advertise day one digital, get the season pass on day one and get all this shit, right? So you can't have it both ways. You can't. Sony and Microsoft, you cannot have it both ways. Either you are going to treat it seriously and you'll advertise the shit out of it, but then you're going to have this agreement with us. When will PlayStation Network and Xbox Live be updated concretely from now on a weekly basis? Right? You cannot do it's basically a bait and switch is what it is. And then, we eventually got that content to you so you can't complain. No, we can fucking complain because we're not all little children here who are going to be talked down to because we're consumers and we play video games. No, we're mature fucking adults in a lot of cases and we deserve respect. And that's the bottom line. It's a disrespectful practice to the gamer. And we have to consistently now start speaking up every week. When you want to get that game that's supposed to be the new installment that week, it's not available, tweet the fuck out of them. Email the shit out of them. Make rant videos about it. Cover the fucking internet with discontent about how they treat us like babies. And then maybe they'll finally fucking speak up. Or even better, don't fucking buy the stuff anymore. I'll be honest, I didn't even buy the Evil Within Season Pass until today, and that's my fault, because I shouldn't have bought it today. I should have waited for someone to tell me that the DLC was available, and then I would have put down my money. But I bought it earlier today, in the expectation that PSN was going to update and it would be available, because it actually is available on Xbox One last night, and it's not. And that's my fault, and now Sony has my money, and I'm the fucking idiot, because I'm the one who did it. I'm the one who put my faith in this service that has done absolutely nothing to prove that they are fucking serious and treat us with respect and treat us with loyalty and that they're appreciative of our business. They're not. Right now, PlayStation Network is one of the worst business models for something that will consistently suck your money but give you nothing for it. And it's bullshit. It should be up all the time, right? It should be down for all these idiotic, it's hacked. Well, then fucking spend money to put things in place so you don't get hacked. There's no excuses anymore. You're taking our money for PS Plus. There's absolutely no justification for downtime for your service. Zero. And when you go down, you owe us. Every time the PlayStation Network goes down, you owe us. Because we pay you to work, you owe us something every time that you go down and it doesn't fucking work. When games are delayed, you owe us. Because we paid you with the expectation it would be available. I paid them a season pass for Resident Evil expecting it would be available at midnight every night after that first episode. And now it was a joke. It was a bait and switch. Oh, we'll do the first one midnight, but fuck you, we won't give you the other ones midnight because, we never promised anything. Fuck you. Seriously. And whoever's responsible for that, fuck you. Because that's what you deserve. A fuck you from the consumer, because that's how you treat us. Now we give it back to you. And I'm serious about this. Social media, YouTube, everything should be blowing up. That we're constantly treated like children because they don't take us seriously. We speak with our dollar, and then they basically go spend our dollar. Oh, we have their money, whatever we feel like we'll get to it, we'll release stuff. Fuck that shit, alright? Sorry that I'm kind of, again, out of nowhere did this video. Wasn't expecting to do it. I wanted to do something productive with my time, and I had to get this off my chest. I'm so angry about the situation. Sitting here now for almost 3 hours, wasting my fucking time, nothing available at all. It's just, really, really disappointing that we're in 2015 and we were told digital is the future and we're still in this fucking situation. You know, I thought when we went to the next gen consoles, maybe they'd start taking shit more seriously. They've got to deliver now. Alright? I'm DSP. Thanks for listening to me. I hope you'll spread the word, and I hope that people will take this shit seriously, because we deserve better. Peace out and see you later.
The following announcement has been paid for by the
Kojima World Order.